So last week, there were some things that went on. There was a report that came out from, I believe his name is Robert Hur. He was investigating the president's mishandling of classified documents. And boy, oh boy, was that report not good for Biden. In many places in it, he said how Biden couldn't remember when he was vice president. He couldn't remember when his son had passed away. He was described in the document, direct quote, I believe, a feeble old man, a nice, well-meaning old man.
Yeah, the direct quote was a sympathetic, well-meaning elderly man with a poor memory. Mr. Biden's memory was significantly limited both during his recorded interviews with the ghostwriter in 2017 and in his interview with our office, that's Mr. Hur, in 2023, just back in October. Dropping all of this, the White House, of course, immediately calls a press conference, which with Biden is so unusual for him to come out in public, right, at all at this point. Like, he won't debate, he won't do interviews with the press.
Arguably the craziest part of that day was that after this came down, Biden was like, all right, I need to get in front of the public at 7 p.m. with no meeting agenda. Got in front of the public and just basically confirmed everything that came out of this document.
Yeah, it was a disaster.
He mixed up the Egyptian president with the
Mexican
president. He didn't know where the rosary that he got from his son was.
And then he took questions from the reporters, which that shocked me. I expected, like, okay, he'll come out, he's going to read a statement haltingly and with difficulty, and then they'll shuffle him back behind the curtain. But no, he took questions and he got really combative. And like Peter Ducey on Fox asked him a question and he's like, my mistake was letting you talk.
I know what the hell I'm doing. I've been president. I put this country back on its feet. I don't need his recommendation. It's totally
How bad is your memory, and can you continue as president?
My memory is so bad I let you speak.
And it came across as dementia.
A grumpy old man.
Did not, yeah. Instead of the well-meaning elderly man with poor memory, we got like crotchety, angry old man with a really bad memory. It was awkward.
So my thing on that, there had to have been someone in the office that was like, hey, nudge, nudge, get in front of the public.
The whole problem here was that Joe Biden took Barack Obama's advice, okay? Because Charlie Spearing is a writer over at the Washington Examiner, and he's got a new book out, and he made the point that Joe Biden wanted to pick Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer as his running mate, but Barack Obama said, no. We want a woman of color. You got to go with Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris is like your 25th Amendment insurance and policy, because this guy obviously should be removed from power, but they're like, wait a minute now, we're going to put her in charge? She can't even complete sentences either. This man is clearly not fit to stay in the power of the presidency anymore. And in the ABC News poll confirms it. 86% of Americans think this guy should be 86th. It's pretty obvious. He's too old.
Yeah.
The very next morning after this disastrous press conference that he held, the very next morning, the White House puts out this really bizarre tweet that was just like, we thank Kamala Harris. She has always been there for him. What an amazing, competent vice president we have. I'm like, the lady doth protest too much, right? But I was like, oh, are they soft floating her? Or is this just going straight to hard floating her?
Or she probably blackmailed him and said, if you don't say something good about me, I'm gonna tell people what he, how many times he ran into the wall or stuttered and called, picked up a banana. I think it was a phone.
Insight,
I mean,
I'm sure.
Yeah. Tough day for Biden.
Eric's got this comment in here that it's Obama is running the show via Susan Rice. I think that's accurate. Absolutely.
Explain that.
Well, I mean, like Obama, this is actually Obama's third term. In other words, like no one really is running the show. All the old Obama hands are in the administration, like Susan Rice, and they're the ones pulling the levers and telling him what to do. Because like what Joe Biden knows what to do, like, and Joe is out to lunch, so someone's got to actually execute. And so Susan Rice is there making all the decisions, calling, Barack on the phone, saying, what should we do here? What should we do that? So this is really Obama's third term. And you don't even get the fancy talker, remember Barack, he was so good with rhetoric. Yeah. There's no blue states or red states or purple states. It's the United States of America. And then Biden gets out there and goes, I'm the president for the red states and the green states.
There's green states now. New states.
Green states.
Yeah.
What are those?
So who's Obama's fourth term? I mean, we're talking. Gavin? What do you think, Josh?
Well, I think the biggest problem with this is that because Kamala is such toxicity, electoral poison, Biden just can't resign. They've run polls. They've asked American people, if it was between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris, who would you vote for? Now, Trump is leading by about 3 points against Biden, but against Kamala, it's like 50 to 42. It's 8 points. He routs her. So the Democrats we can't have her. I think they're in a box. I think Biden's the nominee in November, and they're going to lose, and they don't have a better option right now.
Josh, did you see the James O'Keefe expose of the White House worker talking about Kamala Harris? So James O'Keefe, he used to work for an organization called Veritas. I think
he's got his own thing now, OMG, O'Keefe Media Group.
And so basically he just honeypots people into meeting with him, and he wears a camera and a wire, and he just publishes what they say.
Is he going to be the nominee?
Yes. And she will be the vice president nominee.
Yeah, I don't. But with him, I know. He's got dementia.
Yeah, well, he's definitely slowing down. You can't remove the first black lady to be vice president from the goddamn presidential ticket.
But it was this gay dude in the White House who was he was like a director for cybersecurity, something crazy. All James O'Keefe does is throw in a pair of glasses and give this guy a glass of wine, and he says everything. I mean, he's pouring it all on the table, all the secrets, all this and that. What's going on?
Biden is totally out to lunch. He's way too
This
old.
guy is the director of cybersecurity for the White House. He doesn't know who James O'Keefe is. I mean, what a wild. How does he keep getting these people?
So you're telling me that Biden's computer security guy was not up to speed and not up to snuff. And it reminds me, do you remember this? John Podesta, the chief of staff for Hillary Clinton's 2016 campaign, he gets this phishing email, and he's like, you got to change your Google password. He kicks it over to Hillary Clinton's chief IT guy. He goes, what am I supposed to do here? That is exactly what you would want your chief of staff, your campaign manager to do. This doesn't look right. Something looks fishy. I'll ask the expert. And the IT guy goes, yeah, no, you should click that. You should change your password.
Yeah.
What?
I mean, Hillary
Clinton. It was a total Ukrainian phishing thing. Like the Russians got his password. They got all that stuff. And that's how we got all the WikiLeaks. And that's how we found out, by the way, that John Podesta and Soros were financing all these agitprop groups like Catholics Alliance for Common Good. For so many years, I thought those sons of guns were nothing but paid off by the left-wing atheists like George Soros to foment against the bishops and against the Catholic Church. And then he clicked it and proved it. It just was so beautiful. I love it, man. It was awesome.